Good morning, Falcons fans. My name is Patrick Seals, and welcome to the October edition where I recap how disappointing the Atlanta Falcons were for the month of October. But before I get started, I got to take my hats off to the Atlanta Braves, man. I only wore that hat so I could take it off, but I got to... The Atlanta Braves did something that no city, no team in the state of Georgia has done for the past 26 years, and that is bring a championship trophy back home to the state and city of Atlanta, Georgia, baby. And I am proud to be a native of this great state/city. It is a great honor to celebrate the World Championship Braves as they bring home that World Series championship trophy back home to the state of Georgia. And I am damn proud to watch the way this city unites and rallies around its sports franchises and its heroes, man. It is a beautiful sight to behold. Everybody in Atlanta is they're floating on air right now, man. It's been some years. It's been forever. The Atlanta Braves did something that no other team in the city of Georgia, state of Atlanta, Georgia has done. The Georgia Bulldogs, the Atlanta Braves, not the Atlanta Braves, the Atlanta Hawks, the Atlanta Falcons, the Atlanta Thrashers, Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Nobody has done what the Atlanta Braves has done in the past 26 years, and that is bring a championship trophy back home to the city of Atlanta and the state of Georgia. And I am damn proud to call myself an Atlanta native. Now, granted, I'm not particularly a baseball fan. I'm more of a football fan, but I am a fan of this great city known as Atlanta, and I am happy to crown the World Championship Series Atlanta Braves as the greatest baseball team in the world right now. That's right. The Atlanta Braves are the world champion in baseball right now, man. And I just want to take a moment and just reel it all in, man. It's been a great month of October. It's been a great month, particularly for the city of Atlanta, the Atlanta Braves. Me personally, it's been a great month. October has been a great month. And, oh man, words can't explain it. Words can't explain it. Being an Atlanta native and seeing this city go years without a champion being won here, it is wonderful. Seeing all the people react, all the people that this emotionally affects, it's awesome. It's awesome to watch, man. We're going to the parade on Friday. It's Thursday now. We're going to the parade on Friday. I don't have any Atlanta Braves memorabilia. I don't have a shirt yet. I'm going to get one. But man, it's been a whirlwind of emotions for anybody who lives in the city of Atlanta, the state of Georgia, who's cheered on the Atlanta Braves for years, who's just watched team after team, year after year fail in their championship quest over the past years to bring a championship home. And here we are, had the Atlanta Braves bringing the World Series championship trophy back to the city of Atlanta, man. It's amazing. I only wore the hat so I could take it off. I want everybody to see all these wonderful waves in my head. So I only wore that hat so I could take it off. And Atlanta Braves, you deserve it. So now let's get down to the nitty gritty. The Atlanta Falcons have played 4 games in the month of October. They won 2 and they lost 2, making us an even 500 for the month of October. We've had some major strides made in the month of October, and we've had some major step backs in the month of October. And before I get any further, I want to address Calvin Ridley's situation. Now, as we all know, mental health is nothing to sneeze at. It is nothing to take lightly. If you or a loved one is suffering with mental health illnesses, please seek help. Seek the further medical attention that you so desperately require, because it is no joke. I know people who have taken their lives because of their mental health was deteriorating. It has caused people so much stress. Mental health is nothing to take lightly. If you feel sick, unloved, whatever the case may be, seek all the medical attention that you require, because mental illnesses are nothing to take lightly. And Calvin Ridley, we're praying for you, brother. We're praying that you come back stronger than ever. and you make a safe recovery from whatever mental illnesses that you are going through at this point in time. And don't let anybody tell you that the problems that you're going through are not real problems. Don't let anybody tell you that the stuff that is going on with you is only in your head. Your problems that you face are real, and they can definitely be physical. They can manifest in many different ways. So you need mental health help. Seek it immediately. Now, Calvin Ridley, one thing that I do want to mention is if you were suffering through mental health illnesses, I would have been happy to see you take time off earlier. I would have been happy to see you make this request last week, right after last week's game, sometime in the last week, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now, granted, I don't want to be a stickler and say that, you screwed up our plans or whatever, but it's a very tricky thing to talk about, man, because mental health is very, very important, especially for young black men who a lot of people don't take their mental illnesses very serious in the world, vice versa. You're an athlete, Calvin Ridley, and people expect you to be a machine, to just do everything that they request at a moment's notice, to be a tool for their use. But you are still a human being with feelings, emotions, and thoughts. And we're praying for you, brother, and get back healthy. Now, I want to start this off by reading off a couple of my guru's thoughts and attitudes towards the Atlanta Falcons in general for the month of October. Now, Jacob Brunson from Stockbridge said, Panthers. The Panthers game was the most disappointing. Deion Jones has been the most disappointing player, and particularly the lack of run defense. Our defense is ranked near the bottom of the league when it comes to run defense. DC Collier from Stockbridge says, recovering a fumble and not scoring is disappointing to him, as could be imaginable. Starting the game off with a fumble recovery and only kicking a field goal is not desirable. If you are a sports fan, you would like to see your team score the maximum amount of points possible, given the situation, given the length of the field, the short yardage that we were given. You would like to see your team punch it in, and it's very deflating to see your team being given a sliver of the field to score and them not being able to do it. Now, new father Ace Cole said his disappointment for the game against the Panthers, his disappointment has to be a 9. He wanted to say Younghoe Koo being the most disappointed player of that game, but I'd say I persuasively talked him out of saying that Younghoe Koo being the most disappointed player, seeing as how he's been the most consistent player on our team for this past season, and him making one mistake doesn't require him being the most disappointed player of the game. However, if he makes a trend and consistently does this, misses field goals when we're knowing his capabilities, then will I be happy to call him the most disappointed player of this game. But him being the stallion that he's been, we're all human. You make a mistake, you try again, and we'll see you on Sunday, Younghoe Koo. Now, Jacob Berry said that his most disappointed players were between Calvin Ridley and Russell Gage. Calvin mainly for bailing an hour before kickoff and scoring our entire game plan against the Panthers. Now, as a sports fan, that is something that can be very logistical that Jacob's talking about, that, you will hopefully, if you discover that you're going through stuff mentally, that you will be able to get the help that you need, not an hour before the game starts, but preferably, there is no preferably, honestly. Me being a sports fan, I can say biasly and greedily that I would want him to not have mental illnesses problems and always be perfect and never miss a game. But being a human being and knowing that these types of things happen and you never can predict when you're going to feel a certain type of way. Like I said, man, we're praying for Calvin Ridley, and, in a situation like this, there is no right answer. There's a lot of wrong answers out there, but there is no right answer, and particularly because nobody knows what Calvin Ridley is going through except for Calvin Ridley. So if he knew that he was dealing with this stuff, you would want him to get help way before game time decision, before that it will put your team in jeopardy. Now, Jeff from Hempstead said, really, What the hell? So much for sweeping the Panthers, and I'm only cursing to insinuate the level of attitude that Jeff is giving off, because he and I both predicted the Falcons to sweep the Carolina Panthers, and obviously that's not going to happen because we already took a loss to the Carolina Panthers. Now, let's talk about these stats, man, because these stats are atrocious. The Atlanta Falcons boast one of the worst defenses I've ever seen in the Atlanta Falcons in a long, long time, man. The Atlanta Falcons are averaging, in the month of October, the Falcons gave up 346.75 yards a game in October, 216.5 passing in the month of October, and 130.25 rushing yards in the month of October. So that means the opposing team ran the length of the field on us, running. They ran the length of the field, just doing rushing plays. And we played the Miami Dolphins, who are ranked last when it comes to rushing on offense. And here the Atlanta Falcons are. They gave up 203 yards. Now, what I did do, I took out the outliers of this game, the 203-yard game, and it was a game where we only gave up 66 yards. I took those games out and averaged the middle. It's what's called a point of deviation. If you are a mathematician, you take out the outliers of a game and you average the middle. And we were giving up 127 point yards. This means it was a 3-point difference when you take out the outliers of a game. So that means our rushing defense, it is atrocious. It is nothing to get excited about, as Jacob Brunson so eloquently put it. The run defense, the lack of a run defense is disappointing, and particularly Deion Jones making the NFC Player of the Week against the Miami Dolphins. It is hilarious. It is hilarious that he even did that, because we were playing a sorry team. He got a sack and 3 tackles for losses, but still, our defense gave up 200 rushing yards while one of our linebackers was being named NFC Player of the Week. That is hilarious to me. How? How is that even possible? That's like if I'm a comedian and the only thing I do is bomb everywhere I go, and somebody saying that I'm the funniest comedian of the week. I'm the most hilarious comedian of the week, even though the whole week I don't think I've done is go out and bomb. This is what happened to Deion Jones. Deion Jones was named NFC Player of the Week. In the same game where our defense gave up 203 yards, 28 points total. We had a player on our team being named NFC Player of the Week. Y'all don't see how hilarious that is? That is the definition of irony. A player on our team should not be named the anything of the week when we're giving up. We are averaging 25 points being scored on us. This is what our defense gives us. Our defense gives us 25 points a game. But yeah, we have a player on our team who's being named NFC Player of the Week. How? What is every other player in the league doing? How trash is the other defenders on the league? Our defense also giving up 216 point yards in passing and 130 yards rushing the game. This is what our defense does. Now, I've already stressed upon how our defense gives up a lot of points, particularly in the fourth quarter. This is our defense. This is what we have to boast at this point of the season. This is who our team is. This is the identity of our team. It's not the first couple weeks of the season anymore. We've played 7 games, and we have a pretty good understanding of the identity of our team. The identity of our team is we're trash. Our defense is trash. They're going to let you run up and down the field on us, and you can score as many points as you want in the fourth quarter. That's also a bonus. You play the Atlanta Falcons. It doesn't matter if you're down 50-0 in the fourth quarter, because guess what? We give up over 100 yards in rushing, and we let you score touchdowns in the fourth quarter. That's one of our many, many qualities of the Atlanta Falcons. This is what we do. We give up a lot of points on defense, man. We give up a lot of points, and our offense is kind of mediocre. The strongest point of our team is sadly our passing attack. Our rushing attack is we don't have a 100-yard rusher yet. Nobody's rushed for over 100 yards. Combined, we've had Mike Davis and Cordell Patterson combined for over 100 yards rushing. But in total, they have not done it by themselves. Now, I'm most disappointed in Mike Davis in this situation because Mike Davis is supposed to be the every down running back, and he's underwhelmed tremendously. Now, Cordell Patterson's more of a stretch running back, get him out of open space, make plays. But he's not an in-between-the-tackles running back, so Mike Davis will be seeing the majority of the carries for the majority of the game. And he is quite underwhelmed, man. Like I said, we averaged 90 yards a game in the month of October. Our passing attack averages 268 yards passing. In total, our offense might get 350 yards total averaging in the month of October. So, our offense has a lot of ways to go. Kyle Pitts, he broke out in the month of October. That's something to be happy about. Kyle Pitts broke out. He got his first touchdown. He consecutively went over 100 yards in 2 games. And he's been tremendous for us since, certain people have been in and out of the lineup. Russell Gage, Calvin Ridley, they've been in and out of the lineup, being offensive weapons for us. And yeah, man, so our defense in total is giving up 101 points in the month of October. We're giving up 101 points in the month of October. Now, Matt Ryan, you've had an average month of October. You had an average month of October. You averaged 276 yards a game in the month of October. And that is quite average for you, Matt Ryan. It's not too high. It's not too low. It's where I expect you to be, given that you won 2 games and lost 2 games. You're averaging 276 yards a game. And I know that you can improve upon this. I know you can. But for the sake of our team, I just want you to continue doing what you're doing, Matt Ryan, even though you gave up 2 interceptions in this last game. Through the month of October, you've been competent. You've been competent through the month of October. I can't really blame too many of these losses on you, except for this last game, on you in the month of October. It's particularly the Washington game where the defense gave up too many points and yards. You've been adequate, Matt Ryan. Now, of course, the injuries have mounted up against the Falcons with Dante Fowler Jr. being added to the IR. Our leading sack leader on the season being added to the IR, Dante Fowler Jr. A.J. Terrell being in and out of the concussion protocol. It seems like every game, the referees are stopping the game and checking to see if A.J. Terrell has a concussion. And I'm sick and tired of it, man. I'm sick and tired of it. He doesn't have a concussion. His neck is hurt. That's the problem. His neck is freaking hurt. That's why he tackles the way he does. His neck is hurt. It's not his head. It's his neck. Check his neck out. And, of course, Russell Gage and Calvin Ridley missing multiple games. Calvin Ridley missing multiple games because of mental health issues, and Russell Gage is missing games because of his physical health. So, all around, we've been pretty lackluster for the month of October. We're 2-2 for the month of October. I think in the month of November is going to be a long stretch for us. We have a 3-game losing streak. I predicted us to have for the month of October. It's going to be a doozy for us. It's going to be a doozy. The month of October is over with, and the only thing we can do now is reflect on it. And the only thing coming up for us is the month of November, where we play the Saints, the Cowboys, the Patriots, and I don't know who closes the month off with. But a 3-game losing streak is what I predict. Now, of course, it's Saints week. It's Saints hate week. So in the next video, I will be having comedian Duke Destin appear onto the next video. I understand you're content because he's a Saints fan. So I understand you're content with that. But how else will I have this platform and not invite other people on here to express themselves? So that being said, Duke Destin being a Saints fan, he will be onto this video. In the next video, he will be discussing with me his predictions on the Saints Falcons game in New Orleans. And we will be discussing that. So that being said, my name is Patrick Seals. Y'all like, subscribe, share, follow, comment. Let me know what you think. Again, shouts out to the Braves, man. Go Braves, World Series champs. We out, baby.